With this tutorial, we're going to make a doll-sized version of a cocoon coat. This coat was inspired by the late fashion designer Patrick Kelly, who made it from a single rectangle of fabric. You can use any fabric for this coat. The rectangle should be twice as wide as it is long. For the 12-inch doll, my fabric measures 7 inches long and 14 inches wide. Fold the fabric in half to find the midpoint, then mark with a pen. Now measure 1 3/4 inches or 4.5 centimeters to the right of that mark, and again mark with a pen. Repeat on the left-hand side, 1 3/4 inches away from that center point. Now take that right-hand mark and fold it over to that midpoint. Pin in place. Repeat on the left-hand side by folding that mark over to, again, the center. You will have formed an inverted pleat. Pin it down. About 1.5 inches down, pin, this is for control. Take the lower right-hand corner and bring it up to the top edge so that it aligns with that top edge. And pin in place. And you'll pin in place until about 1/2 inch or 2 centimeters away from that center point. Repeat on the left-hand side. Bring that corner up so that it aligns with the top edge. There'll be some overlapping in the center, and you'll pin that in place until about 1/2 inch or 2 centimeters away from the center point. Once you finish pinning down, it's time to stitch the top edge marked by your pins. With this technique, the pleat at the back will be inverted. However, if you want your cocoon to have a box pleat effect at the back, it's very simple. You'll follow all the preceding steps, but after you've formed the inverted pleat, stop, flip the piece over, and now continue with our draft, meaning that you'll take the extreme corners and you'll line them up with the top edge. You'll pin to within 1/2 inch of the center. Repeat on the other side. And then once you have finished pinning, it's time to start the sewing process. You'll stitch across the top edge, being sure that you leave that area which falls 1/2 inch to either side of the midpoint free. I've also used a few stitches to tack down where the pleat meets at the very center in the back. Now, cut off just enough of the extremities on either side of the cocoon coat so that the doll can get her arm and her hand through the hole. It's time to stop and press our seams out. And I've also taken the opportunity to turn the edge over of the armhole and I press that also in place. You can use glue or you can hand stitch that down. Now, when you finish that, turn the edges under all around the cocoon. Note that at the neckline area, you should turn that down and stitch or glue down as well. Now let's turn it right side out. And turn the lapels out and down. And there you have it. There's our cocoon. The stitching is only at the top. There are no seams anywhere else. You can experiment with different types of fabric, and you can play with the proportions of the cocoon as well.